Yeah, it doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter. I will not be sitting there. Here. I'll always be sitting there. Yeah. I just need my camera. Yeah.
Good evening. On behalf of the Whitehall School District's Board of Education, staff, and students, welcome to this momentous occasion where we celebrate not just the end of a significant chapter in the lives of our soon-to-be graduates, but the beginning of a new one, filled with opportunities in an era of unprecedented change. As we gather tonight, we find ourselves on the cusp of a future where change may well be the only constant. The tools and technologies emerging today and in the future will reshape our collective tomorrows. They will influence every aspect of our human existence, and they will do so at a pace that most of us will be uncomfortable with. Graduates, you are officially entering a globally competitive world that is vastly different from the linear and local one most of us grew up in. The critical thinking, the adaptability, the resilience that you are developing are tools that will enable you to be effective as you navigate this rapid evolution. But at the same time, remember that the principles of hard work, integrity, and compassion are timeless, and they will become the pillars of your growth. I implore you to stay curious, to understand that you will be lifelong learners, and to keep your minds open to the myriad of opportunities that you will see. Our world needs bright, responsible, genuinely informed citizens to tackle the challenges of tomorrow, and I believe you folks are the ones, you will be our future. Once again, welcome to our 2024 commencement ceremony, and congratulations to our soon-to-be graduates.
Thank you, Mr. Bigley. As is customary, our first official item tonight is to welcome to the podium our 2024 Salutatorian, Titus Buell. Titus will be attending the University of Wisconsin at Stout and studying computer networking and infrastructure engineering. His address is entitled, Choosing Confidence. Titus, would you please join us on the stage?
Before I begin, I would like to personally thank all of the amazing parents, teachers, coaches, directors, and other staff who have inspired us and invested their time and energy into our success. Your dedication has made a significant impact on all of us here today. When I first sat down to write my speech, I just kind of sat there in front of my computer and froze, thinking, what the heck am I going to write about? So after procrastinating way longer than I should have, I began thinking about all of the amazing and beautifully written graduation speeches that I've heard before, to find some inspiration. And out of all of them, I could only think of one line, one reference from a graduation speech I watched in the 7th grade. It was J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter books, addressing a Harvard graduating class. She mentions a similar experience prepping to write her speech. She thought back to speeches at her own graduation and remembered absolutely nothing. With that realization, she said, "This liberating discovery enables me to proceed without any fear." So, with the pressure now removed, I decided to talk about choosing confidence and explain what has become my mantra for my later years in high school. Being uncomfortable means you're growing. I began toying with this idea in my sophomore year when I chose confidence. What does that mean? Well, I chose to be confident. When I made this decision, I was unhappy with my day-to-day life. At school, I spent every second I could reading a book or on my phone. I kept it to myself, I didn't talk to people, and I didn't engage much in anything other than my schoolwork, and I put half effort into other activities. I wanted to be more involved, but I just didn't. I stuck with what I knew. I was uncomfortable engaging with people. I was uncomfortable pursuing what I wanted, and I was sick of it. I had a conversation with my parents, and my dad talks to me about confidence. So I chose to pursue it. I made my word for that year, confidence. Choosing confidence made me uncomfortable, but it helped me grow. I noticed changes in myself almost immediately. Instead of hiding in a corner, I decided to talk to people, regardless of whether I knew them or not. I learned how to have conversations, how to keep up with people, and what to talk about. I started small and easy, just having simple conversations with peers at track about their goals for the season. And as I continued to engage with people, it got easier, and eventually they engaged back in return. At first, I was uncomfortable talking with my peers. But being uncomfortable means you're growing. And growing means things get easier. We, as seniors, are facing a lot of unknowns right now. So I want to encourage all of you to choose to be confident in your next steps. You might ask, what does that look like? While we may not all be going in the same direction, we all will have one thing in common, at least. We all will have to interact with real, live people. Except for Callie, of course, who plans to be a mortician. Instead of overthinking or getting caught up in social anxiety, I encourage you to choose confidence. For those getting ready for dorm life, get to know your roommate and learn the names of the people in your dorms as quickly as possible. I encourage you to have meaningful conversations with them. This applies to you going straight to work too. Talk to the people around you, and maybe try eating lunch with your coworkers and chatting instead of being on your phone all the time during breaks. It won't be easy at first, and I know not everyone is easy to get along with. But keep trying. And remember, being uncomfortable means you're growing. Growing means things get easier. My relationships weren't the only spots in my life that choosing confidence positively affected. I got more involved in clubs and organizations here. I worked hard and made myself uncomfortable, and I experienced so much growth. But just because I chose confidence didn't automatically mean I got everything I wanted. There were many times where I became disappointed, where I thought that it may have been better if I stayed how I was. Unengaged, comfortable, but not growing. Time let me see that wasn't true. Just because I had some growth doesn't mean I'm done growing, and I've continued developing in many areas during this last year, and I always will. I don't want to let where I failed dictate when I should give up. I encourage all those listening, but especially to this year's graduating class. Try for what you want. Reach for your goals, and no matter what, keep going. I get it. It's uncomfortable and feels like a lot. Putting yourself out there is uncomfortable. It's made me uncomfortable too. But being uncomfortable means you're growing, and we shouldn't trade that growth for anything. Now, when I tell you to be uncomfortable, I should also say, use common sense and understand that a stranger telling you to get in a van offering you candy or puppies should make you uncomfortable. And by no means am I telling you to get in that van to grow. Finally, I speak to my class when I say, we may be closing one chapter of our lives, but we still have a lot of growing left to do. I hope my story can be an inspiration for all of you to choose to be uncomfortable as you enter this next season of life. Do the hard work now. Try to be uncomfortable now, because it will pay off later. I want to call all of you to choose to grow. Don't get stuck overthinking. Be confident in whatever you decide to pursue in life. I hope you all remember to choose confidence, and that being uncomfortable means your growth. And that personal growth, in whatever area you apply it, will make you better at life. I'm excited to see you all grow and see where life takes you. Good luck with your next adventures.
Thank you, Titus. Next on the agenda for tonight will be a selection from our high school choir entitled, I Am Still Your Dreamer, directed by Mrs. Krista Kolstead, and tonight she will be accompanying herself, and we'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Richard Staff, who couldn't be here tonight, but we know who is watching in the community. Senior choir members, please join your group.
You
At this time, I would like to introduce our 2024 Valedictorian, Araya Anderson, as he presents this year's valedictory address. Araya will be attending the University of Wisconsin at Stevens Point, where he will be studying math education. His address is entitled Direction. Araya, please join us.
I want to start this with a thank you to my amazing educators. You've taught me so much more than just what school asked of me, but also what has built my character to this day. As I've improved or struggled, you have been there to keep me moving forward, especially in the subjects I cherish most, like our music program, or all the clubs run by the other great role models who have taught us these 4 years, or more for some. We all graciously and gratefully thank you. Now today is the day we graduate from our alma mater, meaning nourishing mother in Latin, and for many of us, move on to our next, and others stray into what life is throwing at them. We all are leaving for our chosen direction. It is not just where you are going, however, and it isn't just a word to describe our moving forward. It is much more. Direction is your motivation. Direction is the way your life is headed, the path you choose to walk, and sometimes it is a part of the path you are pulled onto by life itself. However bumpy that road or small the walking trail you may find yourself on, put onto by life, or how you have grown to find yourself upon it, is the direction you are going that you can be sure of. You may find you can change your direction easily. At other times, you may find that it seems impossible to leave the trail you are walking for easier climb. Despite that impossible feeling, or the longing for home you will feel as you walk further along to return to your alma mater, there is always the option to keep moving forward. You can always move ahead. You don't have to fear turning back either. You will not always know what direction you're going. All you can possibly know is that you are walking the path. There might be signs, markers to help you, but they aren't always the most accurate. I once thought I was headed the direction I wanted all my life, but as I walked that path, my sense of direction changed. I can't say it was at the beginning or near the end of that first trail, but at some point I had turned back. I began searching for my path, the one that felt it belonged to me alone, one I must have walked time and again in some other lifetime, unbeknownst to me, but engraved upon the fibers of my inner self. At the beginning, I found the trail I thought surely must have been it. I walked it, and as I walked it, I found myself again wondering where I was, finding that the way I was so surely headed had now become unfamiliar. And again, I walked myself all the way back, in search of my direction. For some of you, I'm sure you found your direction. You will walk it now and until the end of time. Others may not be searching for it right now and enjoying every trail that they walk freely. I wanted to stand here in front of everyone and proudly announce that I have my direction. I have found another direction to go, but I still have to say I'm still searching for the way I walk, looking as I had so I could first crawl before I can find where I can run. Don't believe you have to be set into the trails all before you. Maybe time must pass and change your paths before it is time to set out. Regardless of the road your journey faces, I believe in each of you, my peers and those after me. I want you to find your direction. Maybe not today if it's still a mystery, perhaps tomorrow, or as I am currently before you, still searching. Do not feel lost without your way. The direction will come to you, like a compass pointing without any map to truly guide. Your direction is out there. Your direction might even be waiting for you to forge your way. As we all move our own directions, I know I'll see many of you again. Through the trees, or hear your voices cry out in the breeze and across the hills, or ahead on my trail. Despite all our winding ways, ups and downs, we are not alone. Each of you will find people on your way. The path might fork and you might lose men, but in the end, when you reach the destination that your direction you're to come to, I hope all of you find yourself with all that you wanted on your journey. As you reach your destination, may you have made the path ahead easier for those after you. In the wake of all you trek, find peace in that you made your way. I'm proud of the trails you all walk. I believe in your trails, the successes you'll make, the mistakes you'll learn from, the care in which each of you step in your own way and cadence. For any of you who feel that their next step is lost or unknown, if you're afraid, take a leap instead. You'll find as you move forward that walking is easy again. If the fear comes seeing how every trail before yours is already done and seems to have been made so easily, or saw at the beginning how each and every person started strong before you, and now you alone face the road you make, know that beyond those trees, further on, they face their struggles too, same as you. Look at me and know that even for those who easily walk forward, each and every person needs their rest. I believe all of you will run to the horizons your past lead you to. I believe in the people you have become, walking as far as you have. I am so incredibly excited to see you all flourish. I may not see your destinations, but I am hopeful for all your journeys to be ones full of excitement and satisfying to finally reach the goal you long to get. Before I end this, I also want to thank my first best friend I ever had, the Salutatorian no less, Titus Buell. In many ways, we are alike, and in many others, we are different. And even as me and him and all our classmates grow apart, I'll never forget the good memories we've shared. So thank you, Titus, for teaching me so much of your wisdom that your character so naturally has, and being such an influential friend to me all these years. Now finally, I want to end with an edited quote from the band Rush and their song, Time Stands Still. Time stands Yet summer's going fast, nights growing colder, children growing up, old friends growing older. Freeze this moment a little bit longer. Time stands still. I let my past go too fast. If I could just slow it all down, but no time to pause. I catch my breath before I start off again, like some pilgrim learns to live as if you're stuck with the end. The innocence slips away, and time stands still. Thank you.
Thank you, Mariah. We will now have a musical selection from our concert band. Please enjoy The Spirit of Aloha, directed by Mr. Stuart Neal. Senior band members, please join your group. As many of you know, each year the graduating class selects one person to present an address to the class as part of the commencement ceremony. This year the class has bestowed this honor upon Callie Larson. This coming fall, Callie will be attending post-high school education to become a mortician. Callie's address is entitled, Is It Over? Callie?
Hello. First off, I wanted to thank everybody for making it and being here today. It's always an honor for us students when our community shows up for us. I have to thank my class for voting for me to represent you. It is an experience I will forever honor. You guys are great. I would also like to thank our teachers and staff. There's always something so special about going to a small school like Whitehall. The connection between student and teacher is vital to the success of that child's future, and you get that in Whitehall. Every teacher takes time to get to know their students and understand who they are as individuals, and I again thank you for that. I can't count how many times I've belly laughed and couldn't breathe because Mr. Kesey was struggling with God knows what, or watching Mr. George put on a show that would make Shakespeare cry. I also can't count how many times I've had deep conversations with Mr. McConnell about the future / pine cones, or world issues with Senora, and the normal amount of girl drama too, of course. I would also like to thank our staff. Your dedication to feeding us, cleaning our bathrooms, shoveling our parking lots, and keeping the appearance of our school does not go unnoticed. I know that the day will be a good one if you get chased by Mr. Coner with a cleaning cart, or as my grade used to call him, Mr. Cripple Pants. Or if the lunch ladies went all out that day and made us something extra special. You are and will continue to be honored for the hard work and dedication you put into our school. And before we get to the fun part, I want to thank our parents and guardians. You've clothed, fed, and kept us clean. Some of us better than others. All jokes aside, seriously, thank you. I want to thank my parents while I'm up here. Mom, Dad, gosh, you both have shaped me into the person I am. I wouldn't have the courage nor the skill to come up here today without you. You should take pride in how cool your daughter has become. Again, thank you parents and guardians for all the work you do. You guys, can you believe it? We made it. We did it. Sure, we lost a few on the way, we picked up a few stragglers, but we did it. I am so incredibly proud of every single one of you, and you should be too. All of you have this fury and drive to be what defines you, and I admire that. And I think we have to thank COVID for that in a way. I know I have to bring it up, I'm sorry. COVID happened during a crucial point in our life, middle school. And to be more specific, 8th grade. I don't know if you older people remember what 8th grade was like, but since it was 4 years ago, let me enlighten you. Picture a room filled with poorly dressed 8s that smell like sweat and all think they're the smartest 8 in the room. That's middle school, or that's 8th grade to be more specific. But that was not the truth for us. It was more like a bunch of 8s pretending to do the math homework Mrs. Bigley assigned us while we were doing online school. Let's just say freshman math gave us a run for our money. But during that strange time of COVID-19, we learned how to grow without the help of our peers. We became independent, our own examples. You may hear from us that we aren't as close with each other and that we aren't as tightly knit as other grades, but I disagree with that. I feel that growing up quickly made us realize that we're all in the same boat. Each of us have our own lives, struggles, and experiences, and I find it beautiful that we can share those things with each other. There were times when our grades joined together to do some kind of bonding, though. Like the time when half the playground gathered around Trevor Stevens and Jaden Sem to partake in the world's greatest rap battle. People were placing bets with real cash. Everybody was pushing through the middle of the circle. It was like a mosh pit in there. It was crazy. And Trevor was fully prepared with a back-to-back four-page beautiful roast that would probably make headlines. Unfortunately, we never got to hear that beautiful rap because we got busted by a recess teacher. It was horrible. Trevor was quickly swept away as well as his rap, and we never saw the two again. No, I'm joking. He's sitting over there. In all seriousness, though, continue to build and grow the connections you have with the people around you, because one day, like Mr. Ernest Peterson said, they might be the only ones to help you on the side of the road if you have a flat tire. I also think Mr. Peterson has a deep irrational fear of getting stranded somewhere, because he always manages to mention it. No, I don't care if it's cold outside, but what if the bus breaks down? Anyways. I think maybe 10 times in like the past month. I can't. Anyways, back to the staffy stuff. I'm so excited to have a class reunion in the future, purely because I want to see if your strong characters continue to shine even as we get older. When I look at you, I picture the grown versions of ourselves. I see hard workers, leaders, and people who strive to be the best they can be. I see us taking the world by storm and leading it to a brighter future by taking pride in our homes and our communities, just like we do today. I thank you, classmates. Hope we can all look back at high school with a smile on our face and a twinkle in our eyes. I know I can. And of course, this speech wouldn't be mine if I didn't leave you with a quote from my hero, Optimus Prime. And when the account of the ages is etched into the cosmos, let those who exist long after us know that this was our finest hour. Thank you and good night.
Thank you so much, Callie. Good evening once again, and thank you all for coming to celebrate this amazing group of graduates. Before I formally begin addressing the students, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge all the parents, grandparents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins who are in attendance tonight. Being a parent who is going through this with you this evening, I can empathize a bit about what you are thinking and feeling as you look at your grown child on this graduation day. Seniors, as much as this day is about your accomplishments here at White Oak High School, you could not have made it to this moment without all of the love and support of your family and friends. Remember when tonight is over and when all of your parties begin to wrap up, to take a moment to appreciate and thank your families for all that they have done for you. Let's give a round of applause to all the parents, family members, and friends in attendance tonight for all of their love and support of these graduates. To our staff here at the White Oak School District, some who are in attendance tonight, I thank you all, as you have once again shown how dedicated and truly prideful you take your duties in educating the students of the White Oak School District communities. With the ever-changing world that we live in today, our staff continues to challenge our students to be the best that they can be. The teaching staff, support staff, maintenance department, cleaning staff, food service, bus drivers, nurses, secretaries, and coaches all deserve high praise for their dedication and commitment to our students. It is not if not for every staff member here in the district, tonight would not be possible. On behalf of the White Oak School District, I thank you all for everything you have done and continue to do day in and day out. Let's please give them a round of applause. Class of 2024, the day you've been waiting for, some more patiently than others, has finally arrived. You are about to take a step into the real world where independence, decision-making, work ethic, and character determine success on a daily basis. Before we turn you loose on that path, let us take a look back at where you've come from. As we sat the other evening at the awards ceremony and watched your senior video, I couldn't help but to be amazed as to how fast those years had gone. And as I'm sure your parents and family members can attest. In those pictures, today seems so far away, and yet today those moments seem like just yesterday. In those years, it was virtually impossible to tell what path you would all take to get to this point. And of course, you have all chosen your own path with assistance from your family, friends, teachers, coaches, and other impactful people in your life. The thing that you all have in common is each other in this moment tonight where your paths all intersect at least one last time. From here, your paths will again vary and most likely will never cross again like this. Perhaps the most important lesson we can pass along to you is to enjoy the moments along the path and to not take them for granted as they do pass quickly. Imagine for a moment the next major goal in your life. Again, as graduation tonight seems so far off, those goals may as well. But they will arrive before you know it. Put your all into every task along the way to that goal, and success will eventually find you. The future is, of course, uncertain in what it brings. What is certain is that it will come. The question is, will you be prepared? Believe it or not, the last 13 years you have spent here will help you in many ways. I too wish to thank you for the experiences that you have given to me. As a principal, you learn a lot from your seniors, and I certainly have. We are blessed in our schools to have excellent students and families. This group of seniors is no different and has led the way. Senior parents, I told you on Sunday night at our awards ceremony to be proud of the young adults that you have raised. I will miss having you here and the many smiles you have all given me. Each class brings with it its own memories, and this class is no different. I think a lot about the potluck crew in Mrs. Pride's room, the survivor binge watchers down in the math office, and of course the countless nights of athletic events where you're participating or supporting each other. Perhaps, though, the most memorable for me happened just this last Monday night. I'm sure many of you are aware that in most schools now, including here apparently, a senior prank is one of the final rites of passage in leaving your high school. Well, I'm one that is always up for a good prank, and I think the folks I work with in the office would probably vouch for that. However, I will admit that one of our seniors so kindly asked me Monday afternoon if they could come in and move a few things from the rooms to the hall. I was a little bit nervous because I know that not everyone enjoys a little prank as much as others. That's okay, we're all different. After thinking on it for a minute, I said, well, just make sure you don't bang things against the door jambs and don't block the lockers. What harm could it be, I thought. This student was even worried that they might get charged for breaking and entering, which I replied, no, it's okay, I will be here. Like I said, these kids are so nice. Well, I thought I was out of the woods when 11 o'clock came and none of them were here. But shocker, about 15 to 20 of them showed up around 11:30, set at 11:35, of course. As I finished up some emails in the Commons I was working on, I know for a fact that it was maybe about 11:50, so maybe 15 minutes. And I thought, well, I better go see what they've done. I mean, I'm a parent of one of these kids, and as the rest of you know, right? Asking them to do something takes some time, so I figured I had at least 15 to 20 minutes before they would get started. Well, let me tell you, when I walked around the corner and saw how much they had done, my jaw about hit the floor, and all I could think of was this was a bad idea. We'll put it all back tomorrow morning, they said, and they would have at 8:05 when they all finally arrived to school, and everyone else would have already had to deal with the absolute mess that they had created. It was then that I told them, you just need to be done. Go to the gym and play kickball or whatever it is that they were planning on doing next. And they did, because that's how good they are. They're good listeners. So I sat there for a few minutes and thought to myself, this isn't good. There's going to be some real upset people tomorrow. I mean, they did way more than I expected. I contemplated what to do next. Do I ruin their prank and have them put everything back tonight? I didn't have the heart for that. I mean, this was way more effort than some of them have put in a while at school. Do I just roll the dice and wait and see what would happen in the morning with everyone else, knowing that not everyone loves pranks? So, seniors, I care for you an awful lot, and I would do almost anything for you, but not quite that much. So I started putting everything back, and to be fair, there was a group of boys that came down the hall and put a couple things back of their own and asked if I needed any help, to which I replied, no, just go have fun. So by 2:30 or 3, with a little help from Officer Schmea, who I found out was the only other person probably awake and white at that time, I thought I had pretty much everything back in the right spots. I left a few bigger ticket items out to not ruin the prank completely. To the couple of teachers that commented the next day, well, that was kind of lame. All they did was move a couch and a sign. I can promise you that it was way more than that. Juniors here tonight, don't even bother asking next year. Anyways, thank you all for letting me share that story with you, and seniors, thank you for that memory that I will keep with me. In closing, seniors, as I will, call on the memories, knowledge, and experiences that you have attained in your time here, but depend on yourself and the character you have developed to carry you to your future successes. Again, congratulations, class of 2024. I am truly proud of each and every one of you, and I cannot wait to see all of you and your successes as you embark on the next journey in your lives, no matter what obstacles you may face. Mr. Jason Mollis and Mrs. Stephanie Bregan, as the Board of Education's designated representatives, it is with great pride that I certify to you that each of the graduates before you today have completed the course of study as prescribed by the Whitehall Board of Education in the Wisconsin Department of Instruction, therefore becoming the Whitehall Memorial High School's graduating class of 2024. Graduates, please step forward to receive your diplomas when your name is read. Araya James Anderson. Titus Robert Buell. Marisol Gonzalez. Vivian Jean Cooley. Sophia Elizabeth Skoyan. Nolan Timothy Thompson. Lyle David Horsch. Seth William Lambeck. Ella K. Sperling. Jenna Lorene Jansen. Haley Rose Shavilla. Olivia Grace Killian. Kylie Marie Estenson. Tiana Rose Beck. Heidi Lene Herbert. Tiana Justine Loving. Zayetzi Yurit Camarina Gomez. Alexis Christina Correa. Esmeralda Guzman Solis. Theodore Noah Mikesell. Demetrius Dane Hodges. Preston Edward Schrader. Braden Robert Lisowski. Gavin Bouch. Michael Lee Payne. Drake Richard Jurowski. Trenton John Sem. Wyatt Colby. Grant Spencer Olson. Keanu Michael Estenson. Sawyer Luke Herrick. Callie Skyan Larson. Paige Marie Clemens. Abigail Rose Mann. Ashlyn Dolores Platt. Brock Matthew Sluga. Riley Vincent Jarstead. Isaiah Marcus Condon. Brady Matthew Johnson. Nora Katrina Sem. Trevor Anthony Stevens. Donald Smith. Owen Moore. Jackson Riley Fry. Joshua Lyle Horton Jr. Ileana Nevea Gonzalez. William A. Smith. Bailey Mones. We will now ask Araya and Titus to lead the class in the turning of the tassel. Araya and Titus. We will now pause for a moment to allow our young adults to gather themselves and reflect on the fact that they are now graduates of White Owl Memorial High School, and to allow for a quick photo opportunity for the rest of you. At this time, if you are able, please stand and sing along with our graduates as they perform our alma mater for the first time as alumni of White Owl Memorial High School. The words are on the back of your program and on the wall behind the graduates.